Well, cool. Well, how's everybody doing? It seems like it's a little crazy in the U.S. these last couple of days. Ugh, everybody survived yesterday.
Yes, that is sad.
Yeah, super sad. Super sad. Yeah.
But more importantly, it's a Happy New Year. We should start there first.
Exactly. Let's start with Happy New Year for sure. Psyched that did everybody have a good break and spend some time, hopefully, with family and get a chance to do some fun things. Are there lots of young kids like Balaji? I know you've got your daughter is what, she's 4 now?
She's 4, and there's actually a Urban Dictionary term called Lego fingers and Lego nails, where you spend so much time pulling out that tiny little thing that's been shoved in, and then your nails break, and then your fingers are all messed up. That's what I mostly did for 6 hours a day, is build Lego blocks with a 4-year-old trying to build a 9-year-old block, which means that you had to concentrate as much as you concentrate on work because you missed one thing, and the clock tower is now like a restroom, you know.
Exactly. It's brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal. Well, cool.
Yeah, mine was much of the same. I've got a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old.
What's that?
Mine are 3 and 1, so much of the same.
Yeah, with the 3-year-old, keep them away from Legos. It's very intellectually challenging and stuff, but they got time.
For sure. How are you doing, John? How's the move and being up in a new area and the big retirement?
All is good right now. We're shuttling back and forth between Connecticut and Wilmington, North Carolina, and back in Chapel Hill. So a whole lot of time in the cars these days.
Yeah, I bet. How long of a trip is it between the two?
About 10 hours up to Connecticut, and it's just 2 hours down to the coast.
Wow.
So just came back from the coast this morning.
That's a lot. Well, yeah. Well, I hope everybody is, I'm really excited to, kind of jump in. I'm kind of a little shaken up without the breakout sessions. It's just such a, we're so used to that. So hopefully we'll figure that out. Brandon, no luck there? No, I can't hear you. You're on break. You're on mute.
He's shaking his head no.
Yeah, he's shaking his head no. Okay, cool.
Sorry, guys.
That's all right. Hey, let's jump in with is Greta around or Chris or any of the guys?
I haven't seen those guys enter yet today. I know
Chris was teaching.
Chris couldn't make it, yeah. Yep.
Well, maybe instead of doing a breakout, we could just kind of cruise along and just talk about, each person could kind of, I don't know, jump in and
Hey, John, there's some new folks on the call. Maybe they could introduce themselves.
Let's do that for sure. But I thought we'd just kind of kick off the year as just everybody go around and say hi and where you're from and what you're doing and kind of one thing that you're looking forward to in 2021. So, Dean, you're to my right. So why don't you start off there, man?
I'm looking for safe and prosperous 2021. That's all I want. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, excited. Maybe this is the year people are allowed to go back to an office, and it'll be an interesting year to see if people do go back, and then how that affects the kind of globalization of talent, on-demand talent, whatever you want to call it, because that certainly helped it along in the last year or so. So that's something interesting in my head.
Cool. Hey, Diane, what are you up to?
Aside from no good, I had a busy year. So let's see, on the Shoshin side, working on a deployment of enterprise ecosystems. So offering enterprise education programs for ecosystem models, enterprise consulting, and working on a book on ecosystems. On the Platform Strategy Institute side, similarly, we are launching enterprise education. We're basically converting the platform revolution into an enterprise education program, providing platform consulting services, and we're working on a book on that side as well, a platform book, and launching another business called Prosperify, that is working on providing a solution, a platform-based solution that connects earning and learning and enablement opportunities. And then also just partnering with a few startups, advising a few startups that are doing some great things in this space. So yeah, I know I'm such a slacker, Sheila. So thanks. That's my rallying cry for 21. Just try to kind of coast my way through the year.
Do you want to mention your event next week, your webinar?
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Brandon. Yes. So if you guys wouldn't mind, we'd love to have you either join and or help us promote a webinar. My partners and I at Platform Strategy Institute are launching a monthly webinar series to really just invest in a kind of a broad-based conversation about platform business models, whether you're building them or trying to scale them or trying to compete against them. Platform business models are kind of a market reality in pretty much every sector. And so we're helping folks deconstruct what it means to be successful with platforms and really how you can build a team of really high potency kind of platform talent. So we'd love to have you join us. The first of the year is next, gosh, I should know this off the top of my head, but it's, I believe, on the 13th at 10 o'clock. I'll grab the link to the webinar and put it in the chat window, but we'd love to have you guys.
That's awesome. Thanks.
All right.
Hey, Dale. What's up? Dale Pierce, what's happening?
Hi, so can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm in Auckland, New Zealand. And this is a fantastic time, beats getting up at 4 a.m. or 6 a.m. So thank you for that. So I've been with the Open Assembly group since it started back in March, April, windowing in, listening. And I'm really interested in what Diane's talking about in business ecosystems. So I spent about 3 years building a national ecosystem model around verticals, and still in the process really of getting that mobilized and really designed to address some very specific issues that relate to productivity and innovation, and they relate to how knowledge gets shared, availability of talent, the fact that our businesses are far apart, so we don't get that serendipity that comes when you've got clusters and things like that. So really starting to get some traction here, but because we're a small economically advanced nation, it makes sense to take a national approach rather than having lots and lots of players in the system. So still a work in progress.
That's a super cool. Thanks for sharing that. So how about, hey, Jamie Elliott, I know you.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah. We talked the other day about a project you've got going on, but love to hear not only that, but what else is going on.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I'm an American based in Germany. I've been here about 4 years. And I kind of got four work streams going. I lead about 10 challenge competitions. Most of them are in the US. One of them is what John's talking about that just kicked off. It's a data science challenge out of Serbia. It is focused on Serbia right now. So if anybody knows data scientists or engineers in Serbia, would love to get your promotion on that. Another one that is just kicking off is focused on increasing immunizations and well child visits in the States because of the major decline because of COVID. But I'm also the program manager for the Center of Excellence for Robotic Process Automation at Merck here in Germany. And I'm leading an AI project in carries and QA detection using AI with a Canadian company. And then I work with healthcare startups in the US, small tech startups to help them navigate the healthcare systems. I had 13 years in US government experience before I moved over here to Germany. So it's really great to be with you guys.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Jamie. Thanks for sharing. And why don't you, if you could, just throw a link into the Serbian project.
Will do. Thanks a lot, John.
Yeah, no worries. Hey, Danielle, what's happening?
I don't know if I'm the only Danielle on. This is my first meeting with you guys.
Well, yeah.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, my name is Danielle Duran. I'm with a company called Communal. We're just over about 3 years old now. It's an open talent platform specifically for the marketing industry. So we're a community of freelancers, agencies, and businesses that are just looking for support and to support different marketing projects.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks. Hey, Alicia, what's going on in Boston? Probably, right?
In Boston. Well, not quite in Boston, a little outside. Vic's refused to go to the office these days, but yeah, I mean, I work for the Swiss government, so I know Steve's going to make fun of me for that one, say he works for the U.S. government, but we've been busy rethinking our entire business model. Everything we did was people coming in person and making connections, and now we're doing everything virtually. So I spent the last few months building a platform for startups to learn how to do business internationally without coming here, and been trying to work on networks and ecosystems to make it possible for them to do their jobs without actually needing to set foot on soil, which hopefully will change soon. But I think for 2021, the thing I'm most excited about is I'm due to have a baby in a couple months. So I'm really kind of just, thank you. I'm just kind of waiting for that to happen and making sure I tie up everything in a nice little bow before I'm out for 4 months. Thank you, Swiss government.
That's awesome. Congratulations. Hey, Bernard, what's going on in Slovakia?
Well, I've spent the last, I've been here for 10 years now. I came from pretty much directly from Denver. And I've spent the last 5 years trying to take a look at what the major problems in small startups here in Central Europe have been. And quickly, I helped a number of small startups. That's what I've done, startups most of my life. And I found that the major problem is really human behavior. People can't get along with each other. I've got a lot of statistics. I've got 5 years of research put into this. And I've come to the point of doing a startup backwards, which is what I normally do. I have picked out my tech teams, and I've picked out behavior scientists and so on. And we're moving forward on looking for a beta test partner like Deloitte or someone like that. Deloitte just published their annual human capital management survey, which is spot on for everything we've looked at having services accomplish. And so we're looking at human behavior in many aspects of analytics. We analyze human behavior using a camera and the audio for facial expressions and voice tone analysis. And we're to the point where I've got some good tech guys, behavioral scientists in the UK. I've got a top psychometrician in the USA and a couple of tech teams here. So I'm looking forward to pulling a partner together and doing some beta testing with them, and hopefully bringing them in as a funding partner and moving ahead with finding what we can help people out with in human capital management.
That's great. Yeah, if you look at the chat, Balaji from Deloitte suggested that you guys should connect. So there you go. Good connection. Hey, Chris Duarte, what's happening?
Hi, good afternoon here from Arizona. Glad to be here. Happy New Year. Life is going good. I am working on a project, basically a big project that'll grow into something more. I'm focused on rural communities. So I own a consulting firm. I've done a number of things through the years. Graduated last year from Harvard in an HBAT program, so business analytics. Really take a leadership kind of view on it, but really for rural communities. If there's over 4 billion people in the world that are on internet, that means there's between 4.5 and 5.5 billion that are not. So before I could really get platforms going for rural communities and look at stuff like that, you have to really figure out how to connect people to the internet. So I've been working with local internet companies all over the northern part of the state and the southwest region to really look at how are they using AirFi technology, how are they using fiber optic technology, what are they investing in, where are they finding as far as the barriers are concerned. So it's a little bit of everything, policy, business, to try and figure out how to really pilot internet create internet pilots to where you have whole communities that are all connected to the same network. So you can start to run some of those analytics and start to talk about their behaviors. Where they looking? Corporate models and big models like, say, Yelp, for example. It's just not reaching rural communities, and there's a lot of towns kind of suffering as we go through this economic downturn out of COVID. All those people have been forced to be at home, but how do you work from home when you have no internet? So it became a passion of mine, and that's my project right now. So a little bit about me. Thanks.
Thanks, Chris. All right, Todd Bruss.
Hi, I'm Todd Brous. I'm graduating Harvard, 7 days and a wake up. And I graduate from the Harvard Business Analytics program, just like Link. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm working on a couple of startups, one of which is kind of in top secret mode, but we're hoping will be a nice disruptive platform that will relate to what we are doing here. So that's what I'm working on.
That's awesome, Todd. Hey,
Thanks.
John, what's happening? You shared a little bit, but what are you thinking about from the, in this space? You always have so much knowledge, great knowledge to drop on us. What are your latest thoughts?
Yeah, I'm actually having a blast not thinking about it right now, and trying to just clean my head out a little bit and put a pause on what's there. But the way that people connect with work is very broken, in my opinion, and we're at that point where we need to redefine a lot of those aspects and do it in a much grander scale than I think a lot of people are looking at. We're fixing a lot of individual pieces, and there's a whole ecosystem that needs correction. And so that's what's got my head occupied, and kind of figuring out what part of it I want to attack and where and with whom and how. And in the meantime, getting sunrise on the beach with my dog is the best thing that can happen.
That's awesome, man. What a great perspective. Thanks for sharing. Arthur, what's happening?
Hey, thanks, John. So on my end, I've been thinking. I've been kind of the silent observer, I think, over the last year or so with you guys. And what's really got me, so I work for a staffing agency, and I'm constantly thinking of how to connect and kind of re-pivot the staffing model to continuously add value, especially to this open talent ecosystem. So something that I've been spending a lot of time on is looking at workforce development, figuring out maybe how staffing agencies can provide training to folks to get them from no skill to freelancer that can compete in the open talent economy. So that's where my mind's been.
Great. Thanks, Arthur. Hey, Steve Rader, you just dropped a bunch of inspiration on us in the last hour. What do you have for us in this group?
We're just trying to scale, right? We've finally gotten to a point where the snowball is gaining snow. And, I was looking back at our stats. We had 30 some odd, almost 40 projects last year, and or the year before last, and last year we had over 90. And so we're just trying to figure out, okay, people are really catching on that this open talent, open innovation thing is real. But there's a whole lot of road to go, and we still feel like we're starting. So I love what this group's doing in terms of kind of slogging through those hard questions, coming up with the playbooks, coming up with the approach. So yeah, there's just this group always gets my juices going on what we've got to do to help the adoption on the demand side, but also how do we make sure that we're creating really the future of work for people that opens it up for everyone and doesn't cause us to play into even more gap, right? And how do we get that lifelong learning component that we know is so important kind of as part of these platforms that we're standing up, and how do we protect folks from any good thing has a bad side, right? So how do we protect for that? And so I like the way we're all open to talking about the great, cool stuff as well as the hard stuff. So that this group's been really great about that, and appreciate it. So Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah. Bahia. Is that how you pronounce your name, Bahia?
Yeah, as long as you pronounce it and I turn my head, you are fine.
Okay.
You will understand now. So first of all, thank you so much for welcoming me all, John, Brandon. So I just a quick background. I have been in the US in the last 3-4 years, originally from Morocco. And after graduating from Harvard Business School, I went to MIT to found a platform which aimed to provide the skills of the future focused on sustainable development to young African, especially from marginalized communities and across many countries. So really the idea is like, how do you have in the same platform the best learning from MIT in science, STEM, etc., and others in the same platform, the same course on WhatsApp. That's the digital platform that everybody has access in a rural area in Africa. When COVID hit, I focused on another project, which basically helps chefs out of work and small business owners in the food industry to reskill, to basically gain digital skills and communication to provide cooking lessons, but also demonstrations, etc., and reach customers worldwide, and just having classes with Europe, with other part of the US, etc. That has been the latest that I am working on. Right now I am with working with Karin Knoop, that you probably know here, on the Human Sustainability Index, which is really, which aims to measure the impact that companies, but also investors and as a customer we have on human capital. So what's the destruction or creation of value that we create on workers, and the whole idea is to put the human capital at the front and center of the business world, right, again, and have technology as a tool to connect everybody together and recognize the company that are creating value around that. So that's the latest.
Awesome. Thanks so much knowledge. That's such a great background. I'm sure lots of folks, and I noticed in the chat, lots of folks to connect with there. So, hey, Balaji, I know you got to drop in a few minutes. Jump in.
This is Balaji Bondali. I work with Deloitte, and I run a small little business called Deloitte Pixel, which is all about how to make large companies adopt open talent models and build new businesses and drive customer experience better with open talent. And when Steve asked the question, asking for a friend, that's me. That's the friend that he was asking for. So you could just tell him, and then he'll tell me. What I'm excited for this year is, I think, I want to enjoy really bad airport food again. I want to enjoy like all the things that were really bad about travel that we all looked down upon when we had the choice to travel, like lines at the airports, crowds, smelly armpits. I want to enjoy all of that again. That's my biggest hope for this year. And equally importantly, I also want to try and not make my happiness be focused about the world and what happens in the world, and look more closer around to find sources of happiness, because I think the world is looking for stability in this kind of world is going to be a moving target. So you just have to find a different metric for peace and happiness, and there's no way we can do that with the way the world is going. And I think as such, the most happiest New Year's card that I got here was from my local coffee shop that I go every day. I'm sure many of you seen me on calls going to that coffee shop, and when they gave me a Christmas card, I'm like, I've seen you guys more after my daughter and my wife. I've seen you more than anybody else in the world. And we have to celebrate people that are around us, and what happens in Washington and what happens in China. While that is important, I think there's no control. I think we just have to look for happiness closer to us, and that's my goal for this year.
I love it. That's something I think all of us can use a little bit more of. Thanks, Balaji. Thanks for sharing. Hey, Mafi, what's happening?
Oh, well, lots of exciting opportunities. First is the opportunity to be able to help farmers in Central America through Sustainable Harvest International, and that will be very close to my heart because I'm a granddaughter of a farmer. So we're doing that, and with my project in Las Vegas, we're trying to get a manufacturing facility of natural herbal supplements started. So with COVID, it got delayed, and but we just keep on continuing. Bootstrapping is okay. And learning a lot. And I still continue working on a few real estate deals here and there. So just keeping a lot of learning into AI and machine learning as well. So it's gonna be an exciting time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's all, definitely. Hey, hey, Rich, what's happening, man? Rich Copsey.
Yeah, you can't expect me to follow all these fantastic other folks with some of the things that they've been working on and what they've got planned for the future. But for those of you that don't know me, I'm an innovation advisor at ExxonMobil, and you know, my biggest objective, I guess, for 21, apart from finding happiness and probably a razor, is to kind of help ExxonMobil to embrace kind of open talent and all the things that open talent offers. I came from an organization prior to ExxonMobil where we were leveraging open talent. That's how I got connected with Open Assembly and know a lot of you guys from that. Hoping to propel that even further in 21. So I've been reaching out to some of you guys for some help. And I think I'd echo, I thought that Steve was asking that question for me. Anyway, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man. Happy New Year. Hey, Tom, what's going on? Tom Cook.
Oh, hey, how's it going? Well, hey, we're super excited. You know, Diane's been helping us with our platform at Spacely, and you know, we're trying to get the space industry opportunities aggregated under a platform, and we're seeing a ton of growth with commercial activity and private equity and venture capital flowing into the space economy that Elon's helped you know, kind of build. With reducing that cost of per kilogram to space. So I'm really excited because a lot of folks I'm talking with, you know, they look at the challenges we have here on Earth, and they really are, you know, heads in the stars, dreamers, thinking about how we can reimagine systems, processes, infrastructure. When you think about going to the moon or going to Mars, and how you can reevaluate some of these things, and whether or not that's far off or not. You know, if we believe Elon, and I'm not going to bet against him, but if we think we're going to be on Mars in 2026, there's a lot more people starting to think about these things, and we're hoping at Spacely a lot of them come to our platform and have relevant conversations, get opportunities in a independent nature, and bring a lot of freedom of thought to and energy and enthusiasm to the projects. So we're really excited for 2021.
Sounds good, Tom. Thanks for sharing. Ryan Gill, what's going on, man? I'm going to call on you because I know you got to bounce in a sec.
No problem. And John, and you and your team have just been awesome in 2020, carrying us through this and been consistent. So thank you for having me part of it. I think I got to be part of it after you spoke at the gathering. So I think March, which is crazy.
Yeah, what's going on with the gathering? Are you guys doing that this year?
Yeah, I'll touch on that again. I know Brendan asked me to add that as well. So yeah, I'll speak to that really quick. I don't want to take too much time. So I'm Ryan. I'm from Communo. I work with Danielle. I founded the business about 3 years ago. Our vision is to eradicate loneliness in our industry. That's the goal. So I loved hearing, but is that how you say it? Hopefully I said it right. I loved just the connectivity, and John would know this. The industry is very fragmented, and so we're trying to build the platform for our industry to connect freelancers to projects and vice versa. And then we're adding brands right now, some big brands. We just added EA Sports globally. We've added Husky, so it's interesting with Rich. They're doing some open innovation stuff in the oil and gas world, and we just added a very large tech company from Cupertino, which I can't talk about, but you may know them, but I can't say. They're a big tech company, Cupertino. Also a very large apparel player in Portland, and so which I can't talk about. So it's been a crazy start to our year with these brands coming on, and in 2020 we raised a considerable amount of money in a seed round, about 5.5 million in a seed round, which is a fairly considerable seed raise in aggregate. And John has been so helpful. And anyways, but I can't get on these much. Whenever I come, I just walk away. For those new people coming, I walk away just feeling inspired by not feeling alone in this because we're just trying to make, all of us try to make it up as we go. So anyways, thanks for having me, John. And I'll stay around for a few minutes, but thanks for letting me speak.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. No,
You forgot to mention the
Oh,
gathering.
yeah. The gathering. So I'll just put a link in. It's pretty self-explanatory, but it's one of my other businesses. But I'm willing, John, for this team here. What I'll do is I'll get a code for a fairly big discount for everyone. Open assembly to the gathering. It's a global event of the world's most courageous brands. Talk about innovation and most cult-like brands. And here's the link to it. You can message me. Or you can just find me on LinkedIn and message me. I'll make sure you get a code because you're part of Open Assembly. But it's in April.
Yeah, I had the chance to keynote it last year and had a blast. And met Ryan. It was really great. So look forward to it again. Thanks, Ryan. Hey, Satish, what's happening from Glider? You and I had a great conversation a couple of months ago. What's the update? How are things going?
Thank you very much. And first of all, Happy New Year to everyone. And I've learned so much through this meeting over 2020, right? Things have been going pretty well, actually. For those who don't know, I'm Satish Kumar, CEO of Glider.ai, and have been working with big enterprises in the contingent market to bring the transparency and quality at the forefront, right? And today we work with big brands, PwC, Intuit, Capital One of the world. Good news that we have raised close to $5 million recently our round, and we hired our first VP of sales.
That's great,
right? That happened a month ago. And if I may ask, I am looking for VP of marketing. So if anybody has good, candidate who can, I'd love to talk to them, right? Looking forward to hyper growth mode in 2021. And from me personally, I'm really looking forward to travel, meet people in person. I'm so much tired of web conferences right now, but yeah, that's what is happening. So excited to 2021.
That's great. Thanks, Satish. Hey, CWD, what's happening?
Hey, I'm Chris from Top Coder.
Chris,
Happy New Year.
You had this amazing, we had this amazing conversation about blockchain and kind of create identity and things like that. So these guys, Chris is really pushing the envelope on, creating portable identity. It's really cool stuff.
Yeah, that's been my focus probably for the last half a year. And I think we're going to start putting pen to paper this quarter and building sort of a universal identity system that we can share with the Open Assembly. We've actually been talking with some of the folks at Communo about how we could collaborate around some of this stuff. Because I really believe that a rising tide will raise all the boats in the community of gig workers, and I think a universal identity that's centralized around self-sovereign identity, non-owned identity by a platform identity that an individual owns is going to be the wave of the future. And verifiable credentials is a key to that. So that's been my big focus for a while now, and I think this year we're going to make some investments in technology and development and bring that to fruition. So I'm very excited about that, and hope I can come back next time and show some progress on that to you guys.
That'd be really awesome. Thanks, Chris.
Yep.
Sheila, what's happening? The biotech industry seems to be like crazy right now with everything that's going on. How's it going?
Yeah, so I run a marketplace called LifeSite Hub, and it is open talent that is very narrow band focused on pharmaceutical research and development. We're moving into a new phase, and somebody once told me before I started this business that a business is a lot like having a baby or having children, in the sense that the parent doesn't know what the heck they're doing, and then they learn about that baby stage, and then the baby grows, and the parent's like, oh my God, what do I do? And I'm finding that a business is a lot like that. So we're moving into a new phase, adding a couple of layers, getting deeper into engagements with our customers. In life sciences, we have a lot of barriers to engagement. So I love this group for the focus on barriers to engagement at the enterprise level. And a lot of the decisions are made by committee. And it's too much to go into. I will look forward to the rest of 2021 and this group to continue to explore that. And I just wanted to say thank you to everyone on this group, and John and Brandon and Catherine and everybody from Open Assembly, and the folks that were the original genesis of this group, Steve and Diane and Balaji, and John, who I'm not mentioning. 2020 was a bear of a year. I think I'm not saying anything that people don't agree with. But one of the bright spots for me personally was participating in this group. It was really amazing. And I'm just so glad to be here. And I'm so glad that you did this, because I think you might have done it as a result of the COVID,
Sure.
disruption. And
yeah.
I'm very happy. Thank you.
No, thanks, Sheila. No, you've been a real inspiration and jumped in, and really, really appreciate all your energy and creativity for the CTW and everything we're doing. So look forward to engaging with you in so many great ways this year. Fabiano, what's happening?
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me here. I am talking from Brazil, from São Paulo, and I am the IT manager for a big Brazilian company that produces water purifiers. And one of my challenges for this year is to connect this traditional company to these new technologies, this new era that we are living now, right? And we need to make a traditional company with traditional mindset to change and adapt to keep cleaning water for people and helping people to take care of their health for the thing that they most consumes, that is water, right? So this is a big challenge for us, and we want to, as an IT manager, as the head of technology for this company, I need to make the company work better every time, work better with processes and technologies and all the things from manufacture to sale better, to be in the right, to help the company be in the right place to sell more and help more our customers. So these are my first big challenge for 2021. And me and my wife, we have a coffee shop here in São Paulo that we are trying to survive in this new pandemic world, right? Right. So we are trying to do our best to keep our business and our customers there. Every time that they go to our coffee shop, they say to us, "Thank God you are open yet." So we are very happy to be there and serve our customers. And
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on the call. Thanks for being here with the group.
Thank you.
Yeah. Stacy, what's happening in not in Calgary, you're in Nelson, right?
In Kelowna, but I was in Nelson. I worked in Nelson for a summer, I think, based on our conversation. So West Coast of Canada. I'm actually choking back tears here today. Like, John, do you see the impact you've had on so many people.
So you guys have all been a part of it. This is a community, man. It's like everybody.
Yeah, it's a big week in our house. I left, excuse me, I left big traditional world. I've worked in industry for, pardon me, I must be tired, 17 years. And this year I joined a little fintech. And in large part based on the confidence I gained from this group. Sorry. Anyhow, and it's been a huge upgrade in my life and for my family, and I can stay in the community that we love, and joined a little seed round company, fintech out of Winnipeg of all places, called Conquest Planning, and they're a financial planning software company who is bringing financial literacy around the globe. We're targeting Canada, the UK, Australia, and Japan. And Satish, I missed out on the opportunity. They've hired me as their VP of Sales and Marketing, so I'm going to be helping them with their distribution and marketing. And so Ryan, I might connect with you to get some help. We plan to use the open talent platform ecosystem to scale our marketing and use modern ways of growing this business. And honestly, of all the education, formal education I've had, I would have not had the skills or the knowledge to take on this role if it weren't for this community. So thank you.
Stacy, thanks so much. Even from our first conversation, Stacy, you've always been so inspiring. So thanks for keeping the great vibes and the great energy, and really been fun. Yeah, because I think it was like a year ago we talked about Manulife and your job, and trying to do this stuff, and super fun to see you kind of evolve in your career and get into the stuff even more. So thanks for being a part of this for sure. Okay, who's next? Let me see here. Hey, Alan, what's happening? You're just graduating the HVAP program too, right? Or did you already graduate?
I'm just starting.
Oh, you're just starting?
I have basically 3 projects in the works. One is I'm hoping to survive a course that whenever I talk about it, people's eyes get about that big around. That's fundamentals of quantitative analysis. And for that, I've spent the last 8 weeks going over statistics in our program. But what I think has really got me revved up is I intend to do some, to do a research project to particularly identify causality in connection with the use of artificial intelligence in HR decision making. I've reached out to, among others, AARP, who has not done anything about it, although they're very interested, which is as far as they've gone so far. And I've been able to start developing some a group of allies to help me through that.
That's great. That's great, Alan.
I'm particularly interested in the impact on age and disability. And third, I am reaching out to a number of law schools. Oh, parenthetically, I've been a lawyer since God invented dirt. And I'm reaching out to law schools largely as a result of some of the work that I've done with HBAP, and in particular authors such as, well, I have to mention the book that Mike Kearns and Aaron Roth just put out, The Ethical Algorithm. That unfortunately, it started even my mind working on the impact that AI has on hiring decisions, and especially hiring decisions as it affects, shall we say, elders and the disabled. But third, I'm also reaching out to a number of law schools with the hopes of getting on their curriculum and following up some of the work that is being done by people like Edward Susskind. And I think a quote from one of his books, The Future Lawyers, is pretty much sums up what the point of my interest is. And he believes and has made a very convincing case that in inside of a decade, the conventional lawyer will no longer exist. All we'll have is
Alan, thanks for sharing. I'm sorry, we just got to keep moving here because we've only got 10 more minutes left, and love for you to share some more of that. And one of our
That's
other.
okay, John. Thank you for listening, everybody.
Thanks. No, appreciate it. Hey, Paul, let's go. What's happening?
Quite a bit. So personally, it's really inspiring to listen to all the stories. And one thing I told John when we were sharing emails at the end of the years, I regret not attending more of these last year. So that's my personal commitment. I'm pretty excited about the new focus on CTW, and it's certainly right in the passion suite for me. So personally, biology hit it. I want to travel. I want all the annoyances back. I want to see people. Professionally, I think Steve's the same problem I have. We're trying to figure out the next scale factor for leverage of open talent. We've had a lot of great success the last couple of years. So I think it's a combination of some new unlocks, which we continue to work with Topcoder on, and possibly adding in some other talent pools and expanding it beyond our organization a bit too. So I think that's professionally a priority for us. And we're fortunate in a health insurance industry in a pandemic that we have no shortage of problems and work and pivots that we got to work through. So I think it hits open talent markets really well for us. And then passion project for the year. I got the opportunity and honor to chair our board for our Technology Association of Iowa. So I'm trying to work through what our priorities are going to be for the broader citizens of the state, how we push STEM throughout our K through 12 institutions. We got some work we're doing with the governor on that and the legislature. And then also we're trying to really make sure we're supporting not just the large enterprises here, but our startup ecosystem. One thing ideas would be good from this group. I haven't quite figured out how to work open talent into a state-based association because it's really about the state. And I think one angle might just be giving people access to opportunity. But if anyone has ideas, feel free to share them in the chat or catch me on LinkedIn.
Thanks, Paul. Hey, you definitely got to talk to Diane because her Prosperify seems like right in the wheelhouse, huh, Diane?
I will do that.
Yeah, but I think that's a really good connection. Hey, I know we've got about 8 minutes left and we've got 8 folks. So if everybody could just kind of keep it to a minute, I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to share. Anna, are you there? Grzelski? Yeah, there you are.
I'm Anna Grzelski. I'm in Bondi Icebergs here down in Sydney.
Lucky dog.
Hello, everyone. And my kids are excited because I'm actually on annual leave. So in 45 minutes, we're in the car to go off-grid camping yet again. And the last time my daughter found a boyfriend. So off-grid actually works, but you want your ecosystem as well. But look, I'll keep it short. I'm the director of commercialization. So I actually help people get shit done. So I'm a doer. I need to talk to Tom. I need to talk to all of you, I think, because I've got a university with tech transfer stuff coming out of my ears. So I'm in space, I'm in, and it's not just patents, it's all open source and copyright. I'm a jack of all trades like you all. We're Swiss Army knives. I'm also a Harvard alum with the business school. But look, I'm new to this and I will enjoy the talks that we have in the future. But come and talk to me. I'm happy to talk to you at 2 o'clock in the morning as well. But I'm here to really share the experience with you all. And my word of the year, I choose a word of the year every year. Last year it was properly, to do things properly. This year it is facts. Just get the facts right.
That's awesome. I love that. We all need that. Let's do that. That sounds good. Thanks for sharing. Hey, Jeff Davis, what's happening, man? I've been working on this new book, with Kareem and Jen, trying to get together, and you definitely play a central part in that. It's just always great to go back to the research and to see how inspiring your thoughts were so long ago and how much influence you those ideas still have in the group. So thanks. I'm super grateful.
Hey, John, thanks. Just real quick, one thing you might all be interested in is I've been a judge for a couple of MacArthur Foundation prizes. One just finished up, Lyda Hill Foundation. And one of the 5 finalists is called Merit America. They try to teach people skills with the exact match to get hired. We had that discussion about, non-university based training, but anyway, look them up, Merit America, if you get a chance. I just joined the board of Venture Lab, which is trying to teach entrepreneurship to kids. So that's pretty exciting. First board meetings next week. And the aerospace text is finally done. 130 authors, 900 pages, and I never want to see it again. So I'll stop there.
That's great. Thanks for sharing, Jeff. Hey, Mark Gordon, what's happening?
Happy New Year, everybody. I am 2021. I want to go to a concert, a crowded music festival in the summer. I want to do that so badly. I was getting tired of the big crowded festivals, thought I was getting too old. Now I want to see a crowd. I, like several others, I wish I started coming to this group, went to a few of them, and then towards the end of the year, I'm too busy, and I come back, and crazy to miss one of these. There's so much diverse people here doing different things. I have a startup company, and we're building an expert network in the life sciences biotech space, like Sheila, and she and I have talked, and this expert network will bring diverse expertise to predict which new drugs are most likely to work. And that's a big problem in the industry, funding the right therapies. And I need a lot of help and expertise in building expert networks. So I'm excited to talk to people about that. It occurred to me, we've started with industry experts that have a lot of years of experience, but I know in my heart that there's a way to bring lots of diverse talent from around the world to this problem, and not everybody needs to have that expertise. We could find that talent all over the world, people that don't have a lot of opportunities but are smart and can participate. So I'm sure that there's a lot of people here with experience doing that. So that kind of thing, looking forward to talking to people.
Yeah, that's great, Mark. That reminds me, I was just reading Paul Estes' Gig Mindset book, and it has a great London School of Economics case study on Roche and their use of kind of experimentation and what they found. So I'll send you some stuff on that.
Great.
Mary, how are you? Happy New Year.
Thanks, everyone. I would agree. I think this year has officially made me shift from being more introverted to extroverted. I just want to hug everybody that I see, and I look forward to the day of being able to do that. So for me, after 18 years of working in corporate roles, driving change, successfully sometimes and unsuccessfully, I have decided to, in 2020, I decided to leave and venture into the world of working as an open talent independent consultant myself. Obviously, 2020 has kind of changed the trajectory and the progress, but really happy to have been able to be a part of this group over the last year. You've really been a lifeline for me and extremely validating that I'm not crazy, that a lot of the opportunities in the white space that's in the market, it's really important work to go after. So I am partnering with EXO Works. It is a transformational innovation accelerator aligned to Salim Ismail's exponential organizations framework, working to take clients through a 10-week disruptive sprint process so they can identify their own unique path forward for transforming. And I'm also working to be a fractional leader within corporations, commercializing what I know. Not quite sure what that looks like, but my hunch is that there's an opportunity for people who are change agents and can navigate through ambiguity. On kind of a side hustle standpoint, I am researching how digital work systems and platforms can be used to monetize unpaid labor. And just really proud of, pleased to be part of this group, because my passion is human capital optimization. And I think new divisions of labor leveraging emerging technology and open talent ecosystems is really the answer to driving more inclusive work situations and also making work for people like myself and others.
That's great. Thanks, Mary. I know we've got 2 minutes left and we've got 6 people. So let's, I want to make sure everybody gets to be able to talk. So Deanna, what's happening?
myself. There we go. Unmuting yourself. Okay. So I'm Deanna. I am a journalist and a writer by trade. And I started working out covering marketing and pivoted into technology when I started working for Digiday. And I've just found that writing about technologies that are really moving society forward is the thing that really gets me excited. And so I started a company called Industrious that helps, new companies, startups, and companies in other sort of arcane corners of industry tell their story in a way that makes sense to other people and tells them about how, their businesses are really going to change the way people work and live. So I'm really just here, at least to start with, to listen to you all and hear about all the exciting things that you guys are doing and learn about what the future of work is going to look like. And hopefully, I'll pick up a few things that are going to impact the way I build my own business.
Sounds great. Thanks. Bassiano, what's happening?
Hey everybody, Bassanio, founder of Assist to Develop online marketplace. We're looking to democratize innovation in engineering and manufacturing. I'll be quick. We're excited because we actually had a pilot that we ran with Steve and his team. It was a systems engineering challenge, and they did some internal research and data, and they cited a 90% time and cost savings improvement for what we were able to do. And this is something that I'm proud of from last year and the year before, because it basically was done and built out of my garage and bootstrapping myself. We were able to do that. So we have a case study that I just forwarded to Steve before this call. We're finalizing that. I'd love to get to the group because it's pretty powerful, and it shares the power of transformation through the crowd and leveraging the collective intelligence of the crowd to solve problems. We had submissions from France. A student from MIT was one of the winners, and we got a lot of people involved. So yeah, just excited for this year and kind of putting our foot on the gas and set to raise some money to help us scale.
That's great. That's great. Thanks. Yeah, it's been fun to watch the progress the last few years. Hey, I saw Jocelyn, but did she just jump off? Jocelyn, are you there? Bickford? Oh no.
A few people have dropped.
I know a few people have. Karina, what's happening?
Hi, everybody. Happy New Year. I'll do this in a tweet because I know we're out of time. So I'm calling from Brazil. Hi, Fabiano. And hi, Bahia, because I'm calling from the state of Bahia here in Brazil. I'm the founder and CEO of Olo. Olo is an open talent platform for the marketing and advertising markets here in Brazil. It's been super exciting to have launched April of last year, and our response here in Brazil has been great. I'm really looking forward to 2021 to continue to grow and to learn and to be part of this community. So thank you, everybody, and I'm looking forward to exchanging with you throughout the year.
Thanks, Karina. All right, and last but not least, Denise.
Hi, how are you? So I am Denise. I work for Toffler Associates, which is a strategic foresight consultancy. And a lot of the work I do is helping federal clients think about the future of work, which there's a lot of opportunity there. And one of the things that I think is going to really be important is for them to understand how to use open talent platforms, which they're not really considering right now at large scale. So that's one of the reasons. I will echo some of the sentiments of other participants in that, I've missed a lot of calls this last year, and every time I make a call, I'm like, how could you possibly miss a call? So thank you for letting me join.
Yeah, thanks for coming. I think that's it. So everybody, thanks a lot for adding. And sorry, I had to, keep things tight and moving along. I think, this was such a great experiment. What we planned on doing today is talk a little bit more about what was happening in CTW and things like that. But because of the little breakout sessions that couldn't happen, and there's nothing like a good pivot to make meetings more interesting. So thanks for your patience and experimentation here. And we'll see you guys here in 2 weeks. Really look forward to the next thing. Maybe what we should do is for the next few weeks, Catherine and Brandon, we should just have people who are new on the call just introduce themselves so we can kind of get up to speed with everybody. But I really enjoyed this today. It's super great to get to know everybody a little bit better. And anything I can do to help support any individual causes, that'd be awesome. I love doing that. And anyway, Happy New Year.
Hey, John, one thing at the GoFundMe page is set up there. So for the idea is if all of us give $100, Fabiano can pass that along to his customers that come in, and that can
that's awesome, dude.
and we can spread the word. So it's up there.
I love it. Yeah, community for sure. I'll check it out. Yeah, check it out
Thank
in
you.
the Brian just posted that. So yep.
Awesome.
All right, guys.
Can I just say that Bahia has the coolest way to time the end of the meeting so that you're totally blacked out by the end, so you know it's the end of the meeting. I'm gonna start using that. That's amazing.
No. I tell you, I came in the room. It was bright at 4. It's 5, and it's dark. So
Perfect timing.
I prefer to be in the meeting than switching on my light. Just to tell you.
Oh, I was being honest. I thought that was a great way.
Thank you all.
Bye.
This is great. Great to
Thanks,
see
everyone.
everybody.
Bye, thanks everyone.
Bye.
Yeah, here's to
Bye,
2021.
everyone.
Ciao.
Happy New Year.